Hey guys, Cody Wilson, the assistant coach .net. Please give us a like, follow, subscribe, all that cool stuff. Today, I wanted to talk to you about when you get a new head coach and you're already on staff. What is that like? We all know it's kind of an awkward time. Me personally, I'm about to go through that for the first time, actually starting today. I've been at 5 different programs, one of which was a college that I played at. I stayed there and started coaching. That's a whole unique experience in and of itself. I went to a junior college where I came in with a new coach. We didn't know each other, but I came in. I was part of that new staff and making that new program. I went to a high school in the Baton Rouge area where they were already established and everything, and I was there for 3 years, and my head coach got fired, and they brought in a new guy, and I left shortly thereafter, not because of the new guy, just because I was getting another job. And at that other job, it was a new head coach coming in. I came in with him. I stayed there a year or two, and then I came to where I currently am at Patterson, and I came in with another new guy. We came in together. So I have a lot of experience coming in with new head coaches and trying to fill them out and trying to help support their vision and everything. But this is going to be a new one for me, where I'm going to be here with a new guy, not planning on leaving, and trying to fill him out. And I've been talking with a couple of people about it, and it really is a unique thing. And there's a lot of things that are kind of a little bit touchy on how do you do this. What is the right thing to do, the wrong thing to do? If I do this, what do I look like? If I do this, do I look desperate or needy, or do I look like I'm interfering? And there's a lot of things to consider. And the first thing I would consider is consider the perspective of your new head coach. Okay, whoever that may be. Consider, do they have ties to the program? Did they play or go to this school in their youth? Do they have a spouse who is from this school? Were they raised and grew up in the general area, just at a school right down the road? Are they from a completely different state and don't know anybody there? That's the case. I have this head coach, doesn't have any ties to this school at all, so he's brand new, and there are some fine lines there with, how much help does he need? How much does he not need? What does he need to know? What's being annoying and what's not being annoying? But consider their perspective. And also remember that your job as an assistant coach is to help support him in his vision for the program and how he wants to do it. No matter what it is you've heard, no matter what rumors, no matter what friends have told you, this guy has gotten the position one way or another. I'm quite sure he's earned it, at least to some degree, whether you agree with that statement or not. He has. He's been coaching for a while, most likely has been a coordinator or possibly even a head coach before, and he's been planning for a long time, just like you and I have, to get to this point and what he's going to do when he gets to this point. He's got dreams and goals and aspirations about how he would like to run his own program, whether that means changing discipline, changing offenses, changing personnel. It might even be staff changes if he can do those kind of things. It most likely will be at least culture of the program changes, and your job is to help the team and the program by buying into what this head coach has in plan and in store for the team, and doing everything in your power to help fulfill that dream. I tell coaches all the time that try to buck the system and get aggravated and frustrated about it, and or frankly just a little butthurt, that how would you feel if you spent all these years? I've spent 9 years as an assistant, now going into year 10. If I were to be a head coach and had some young buck that's only been at it 2 or 3 years, thinks he knows everything, or even an old head that's just stuck in his ways and like, well, I've been coaching 27 years, I'm almost to retirement, I'm going to keep doing it the way I've been doing it, I ain't got the energy or the desire to change. Like, how would you feel if you were the head coach and you stepped into a position like that? It'd be very frustrating, and if you're into that, what goes around comes around, or karma, or whatever else, it's still a fact that you would want guys to help you out if you were in that position. So consider those things. Now, as far as you and how you handle it, and at least me and what I'm trying to do or will try to do here, it should be my head coach's first day today. Just go meet him, introduce yourself. If he's having a meeting with the team and you can be there, go be a fly on the wall, make yourself available. And, I have some things prepared that I would like to say and talk about, and maybe even some warnings, because I've been here for 2 years now. And, the truth of the matter is, us coaching and our programs and everything, I never realized this until I went from that school in the Baton Rouge area where I had a principal who was really supportive of the program to where I moved, and I've now been at some programs where they were less than ideal. I'll just put it that way, for a football coach in a football program. What a big difference that makes. So you never know exactly what has been said in interviews or talking since then, what he's been told by other people. And you want to have some things prepared to tell them, but there is, like I said in the beginning, a very fine line between, okay, I'm telling you this because I'm trying to be helpful, or I'm telling you this because I'm trying to show that I'm smart and better. I'm telling you this because I want you to fail because maybe I applied for the head coaching job. I did not in this situation. But he doesn't necessarily know that. The principal may have said, yeah, we had 1 or 2 guys on the staff apply. He doesn't necessarily know who those guys are. He may or may not. It just depends on the principal and how much they're willing to share in these situations. So those are some things where the head coach may have a hard time listening. He may take what you have to say with a grain of salt because he doesn't know if you're trying to backstab him already, if you're just trying to be a monkey wrench in the whole machine. Like, there's a whole lot of things. And he also doesn't know whether he should listen to you or not, because the truth is there are a lot of coaches who just, aren't necessarily, let's just say they're not about to go get a head coaching job or be a college caliber coach themselves. Like, well, there are a lot of coaches that kind of have a ways to go in growth. And we really all do in some way, shape, or form. But if you've been coaching for any length of time, you've seen that there are coaches who are like up here and coaches who are down here, and that's okay for you to be in either place as long as you're still trying to move up. So those are just a few thoughts I have on the situation and how to do it. Who knows what the right thing is. You may do it one way and find out later that it would have been better to do the other, or vice versa. But, I'm really interested because, like I said, I've gone through a lot of things as a coach, but this is going to be a new one for me. So I'm sure there's some guys out there who have done this already, and you've experienced it and seen it and, all that kind of stuff. I would love to know what you have to say on the subject and how you handled these situations. Did you sit back and just wait on him to come see you and say, hey, I'm the new head coach. Hey, I need some help. Hey, can you tell me anything about this? Hey, how do we do this? Where are these things at? Like, can you tell me about this player? And hey, actually talking about that, tell me about this player. I meant to say that one earlier is, sometimes it's good to give to have a heads up on what kind of a player different kids are, and who they are as a person. But I've also found that when I have been the new guy on staff before, the other staff that had been there had one opinion of a kid and I developed another. And there is something to be said there about having a fresh opinion. And, we all have biases to some extent or another. So if there's a coach that's been there for a couple of years with a kid, he may have been burned a few times and have a bad taste in his mouth about a kid, where when you come in as a new guy, maybe he doesn't treat you the same way, or maybe he's developed and is no longer that way, but the other coaches are still upset and aggravated and butthurt and have written him off over something he did a year and a half, 2 years ago. And we have to remember that these kids are just that. They are kids, and they are learning, and they're growing, and they're turning into men, and hopefully we're helping them do that. So that was one little tidbit that I forgot. So are you waiting around on him to come see you and talk to you about these things, or are you the go-getter and you're going after him and trying to help out and be very assertive about that? And also, hey, what about this? Because I know it's something we all probably think about. If you were an aspiring coordinator, do you go and you Do you put that out there to them? Hey, I've done this, this, and this, and I'd really like to be a coordinator unless you already have somebody. Hey, would you like to put me on a trial basis? Hey, can we get together and talk ball for a couple hours one day later this week or over the weekend? How do you guys do it? Because I know I come here and I try to give y'all some help, but I know that I can learn a whole lot from y'all as well. So please, again, comment, send me a message, tell me how you guys have done that. And also, again, don't forget, like, subscribe, share. Let's try to grow the channel. I know I've not made a video in a couple of weeks here over the holidays from Christmas and New Year's. But if you would, I'd really appreciate it. If you did like and share and subscribe, I'm turning over a new leaf, new year, new me, all that kind of stuff. And I'm determined that I'm going to bring y'all more content and better content because I'm here to be your assistant coach and to serve you and help you be the best coach you can be. All right. Thanks again. Peace.